All right, folks, June 19th, it's about 8:30 p.m. Week or two ago, I don't recall, I made a comment out here that this was the devil's backyard. This is the devil's backyard. There's only one reason I'm looking forward to working this up again next year, and that is to put it in new seeding alfalfa and never to be worked up again. Good Lord Almighty. This is by far probably the worst worked up field, workable field, I think I've ever encountered, even since being a child. It was awful. Awful. But whatever. Where we're at hardly does it justice. A lot of this has been hit 2 and even 3 times because of turns and curves and going back and forth and everything else. I don't have the answer. It's a rocky son of a gun. This field has been battered and battered and battered with rain this spring. This was not turned over or chisel plowed last fall. It was chisel plowed this spring. If you keep up with videos, you know that. All right, by the way, let me back up here. This is the primary sorghum field that we're putting in that hybrid BMR. So I worked it up with the chisel plow not long ago, and it has been battered with rain ever since, and then dried up to a crisp, battered again with rain, dried up to a crisp. It's just, yeah, it's been a son of a gun. Anyway, it's done. If it wasn't for sorghum going in here and it was anything else, I would have a half a mind to come on back out here at about 2 o'clock in the morning and disc this again, double disc it. I'm not going to. I'm going to have a little faith in the fact that we're putting sorghum in here, which I can tell you is a strong son of a gun. I have a lot of faith we're going to have one hell of a crop here, and there's going to be a really good seed bed here done with the culti-mulcher, which is going to happen tomorrow. Thank God for the culti-mulcher and those drag teeth, excuse my whatever. I'm a little, yeah, one of those things. I need some sleep is what I need. I can tell you right now, that culti-mulcher is going to be put on the deepest setting, because there is one more setting left on that thing. It will be put on the deepest setting that there is when I hit this tomorrow. So I apologize for no action videos. I just didn't have the tolerance for it, folks. I had to hit a lot of this twice. In fact, I did a lot of overlapping. You know, that disc is a total of about 15 feet. You might not be able to tell, but I overlapped a lot. But yeah. Okay, a lesson learned. And a lesson learned for a lot of you out there that are taking on sorghum for possibly the first time this year, because I know there's a handful of you, which I think is awesome. Next springs or this winter, if you're in the habit of cleaning out your cow lot with, you're going to have sorghum stems, okay? If I'm not mistaken, I don't care what you're planting or what you harvest or how you harvest it, you're going to have stems left, especially if you're round baling it. Silage, whatever. I'm telling you right now, I should have stopped where it's the worst. Folks, I'm telling you, you put that spreader on the lowest setting and you kick up the tractor in about 2 extra gears and you spread it thin. I am going to play absolute hell tomorrow with the sorghum stems and stalks. I spread it way too thick. I did hit the worst of the areas 2 times, if not 3, with the disc. It'll make a difference, not by much. I got my hands full tomorrow. So yeah, you know, a lot of complaining there, but it'll be okay. It wasn't very pleasant to work this up. I am going to use the words though that sorghum is going in here, and that sorghum sedan is a tough son of a gun. And after hitting this with the Culti mulcher tomorrow, I have full belief that there'll be a nice seed bed here. A lot of these little clumps, will be broken right up. I feel it's going to be okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm only looking forward to working this up next year for one reason, and that's to put new seeding, pure alfalfa stand in here. A lot of yous right now are probably saying, well, Ben, if it's that damn bad, no-till your alfalfa in. Folks, I don't have 1,000 acres, okay? I can't for the life of me take a parcel of land like this, which is under 20. By rights, it's 18 and a half. I can't for the life of me take a piece of land like this and not gain a crop that's mothering alfalfa. For example, right now I got full intentions of putting peas and oats. Peas and oats for high moisture round baling, wrapping next year that is mothering crop alfalfa. I can bet you about $3, because that's all I got in my wallet right now, that is going to be the route for next year. So I understand the no-till. If there was plethora of property to deal with, I guess, yeah, I'd consider it, but can't do it. You can see a lot of the sorghum stems, the sorghum right in here. Now you see a lot of corn from last year too, the stalks, but a lot of sorghum. But understand I hit this multiple times right here for certain reasons. There's some bad spots over there. I'll definitely do a Culti mulching video tomorrow. And as much as I don't want to, I will show you the difficulties that I'm going to have with the stems. A lot of rocks out here. There was a grand total of probably 8 hours spent out here with the tractor and the loader bucket picking big stones, which is something we have to do in some of these fields that we have before disking. Stones out here are bad. Maybe there's a reason Dad hasn't tilled this over for 13, 14 years. Maybe I need to listen. Lesson learned. Okay, what's on the horizon? I already got my buggy of fertilizer. I made it home in pretty good time today. Sorry if the wind's affecting this, folks. I've got my buggy of fertilizer, which we're going to get down to the science on that tomorrow. What am I using and how much per acre? As soon as I'm done with fertilizer, which will be mid-morning, I'll be hooking up to the Culti mulcher and hopefully turning this thing into what looks like an ice rink. I hope. She's rough. She's rough. I thus far have about a 3/4 group lined up for picking stones tomorrow night, which is going to be one hell of a venture. It's going to be a long night. I'm going to start evening chores very early to where we're going to start picking rocks by 5:30. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to be going till at least 9 o'clock tomorrow night, I believe. So, Friday morning, I'm going to run the Culti mulcher real quick over the tracks that have been put down for picking stones. You know, there's a hell of a compaction there, folks. It's going to take me a grand total of 30 minutes to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's something we've always done. And after that, Friday afternoon, probably right after lunch or maybe even before, she's being planted, and we'll do another showcase on that of what I'm doing, how much to the acre, and what brand of sorghum that I'm using, and all the artsy fartsy stuff to come with it. All right, enough about this field that's got me just turning my guts, but it's all over. Folks, look at the alfalfa. Oh, get out of the kitchen. I tell you what, I am starting off the haying season with dry round bales of hay because we need them. I think after that first field, maybe the second field, I will be going after this alfalfa for high moisture wrapping. I do believe it's not in bloom yet. Actually, I see a couple. I'm okay with it going into bloom. Remember, I'm dealing with beef here, not dairy. Yeah, I'm after nutrition, but I'm also after some quantity. Yeah, this is looking real good. I'm pretty happy with what I see. I kid you not, we're actually in the worst of it. This valley, this area right here, going all the way down, is the worst. It even goes up into some spots here. Back there, it's a hell of a lot better. So you see what I'm seeing here. You know, I'm past the knee. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here. Obviously, this is pure alfalfa. This will be bale wrapped. Perfect world. We're looking at 3 crops off of this year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's all Mother Nature dependent. I guess as long as we're here, I don't know what field I'm starting with for dry hay first. I do know whatever I start with, what I'd like to do, I got a lot of people screaming right now for square bales of good hay. Now this is the alfalfa, this is the grassy alfalfa. And I would say that it's about a good 50-50, 50% grass, 50% alfalfa. It might be a little higher on the alfalfa, which of course the horse people, which are going to be predominant, horse owners, are going to be the predominant buyers of the small squares. Now, they shy away from alfalfa, but there's a lot of customers that want a 50-50 blend, at least some of it. I do believe that this could possibly be the first field so that I can not only get a handful of rounds that the heifers and the cows are just screaming for, but I can also get those small squares that customers are kind of begging for as well. We'll see. That nitrogen put on this piece of property this year, good God Almighty. You know, I've been starving this land of nitrogen now for about 4 or 5 years, folks. I think this is year number 5 for this field. The grass took over, so it was time. I somewhat poured the nitrogen to it here this spring, and she took off to promote on purpose grass growth, and it's still got one hell of a healthy amount of alfalfa in it. I just seen a couple little bucks in here about 30 minutes ago over here. What's probably going to be nice little 6-pointers, maybe an 8-pointer, not sure, but you can tell there's a lot of deer trails in here. But we all got to eat, I guess. I don't know, can't do nothing about it. Yeah, I see some pretty good tonnage coming off of here. But after you cut it and it dries out, it gets a little deceiving. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, this is the update on the, I'm going to kind of make this a series, I think, if anybody's even still watching. I think I'm going to make this a series and call it Primary Sorghum Sedan. And I'm going to label what I'm doing in parentheses here. You know, like tonight was disking. And just for anybody that likes to follow this whole sorghum program that I personally started last year, which I'm so happy about. Maybe there's others out there that are still trying to gain a little education from maybe trying it out next year. I'm going to share with you what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm going to share with you what I'm doing, and the proof will be in the pudding. The videos, you'll see what we harvest. So, yeah. Not happy with the way it worked up. But folks, we are going to produce a very nice crop in here. I guarantee it. And all will be well. I got to get going. I got a lot to tie up here before the evening's done. And we're going to talk to you a couple times tomorrow at a minimum. There'll be a fertilizer video and then a mulching video, and we'll go from there. Maybe we'll even do the seed showcase tomorrow night. See what happens. So folks, we're going to talk to you sooner or later. Have a good night.